morning, everyone. I am super excited because it is our, it's gonna get dark for a second, 2-week cooking day. We did this 2 weeks ago and I used to do it all the time. I'm really glad to be back to doing this because it was so much time saved on just every day and be able to just, you know, not really have to rush and put stuff aside to get dinner done every single night. So I'm really excited to do this. The other part that I'm kind of excited about was we're not doing a lot of meat prep. It's mostly just lunch prep. So I won't even be cooking all day. I'm gonna show you our process of what we're gonna do today, how we start, and then I will show you the fridge and freezer when we're finished. First part of our process was to literally take everything out of the freezer and then inventory it. The S's are for supper, B for breakfast. That way I didn't have to tell if it was B or D because I have terrible handwriting. L is for lunch. Then the dashes out here from the side, like we keep chocolate chips in the freezer to add to snacks and treats every now and then. Those are not a meal, so we left them there. These were like the steamed broccoli. They're for suppers, but like I didn't have them checked off. These are when I checked them off, adding them to the meal list. Like here, I put blueberry muffins. We had 2 meals worth and they were for breakfast, so I wrote those out. Then I did my totals over here. I divided up the keto breakfast and lunches from the girls' breakfast and lunches because the girls are not on keto. And then I wrote out how many dinners we had. From here, I wrote out lunch and dinner meals because as you could see from the last page, we did not need any breakfast. We still had 23 keto breakfast and 13 girls breakfast. So what I did was I wrote out lunches and dinners for each day, which works better for me. I did put breakfast and dinner for Saturdays because normally on our Saturdays we have a big breakfast and then we have a big dinner and we don't really do lunches. Like Saturdays, it's rare for us, even when we're traveling, it's rare for us to have 3 meals a day. Like we might snack a little bit in between if the girls are hungry, but we don't really see a need for that. And now that we switched to keto, like we're not as hungry, I've noticed. So that works better for breakfast and dinner for Saturday. And we do cook breakfast try to cook breakfast every Saturday morning that we're home. Sundays, I do divide lunches and dinners out because Sundays are like big meals for us and they're big family meals. And then the weekdays are lunches and dinners. And I split these up, like I have salad and hard-boiled egg for Matt and I for lunches. But then for the kids, they can pull anything out of their freezer section. I have moved all the kids' breakfast food down to this lowered bucket. And then the lunches are up here on the shelf. So that's how I wrote everything out. And I have it all portioned out. Like if it says freezer beside it, that was to remind me I did not need to buy that. And the ones like fish, we need to buy fish. So it didn't say freezer because I needed to go to the store to buy fish. So that's how we have everything written out. We're gonna get started with having Madeline wipe the stove off. That's one of her chores as long as the burners are not hot because we're not mean. I try not to be mean. Am I mean? At least she's gonna say on camera that I'm not. I love you. So we're also gonna start with coffee. So the one he picked was the St. Nickerdoodle that we got from Live Alaska. I'll link that video up in the eye in the sky. But I have been dying to try this one. I wanna know if it actually tastes like a Snickerdoodle coffee. It smells amazing.
All right. We're gonna do Philly steak this week. So I'm gonna take these and cut them into strips, season them and put them into a bag so they can go back in the refrigerator. They'll be fine until we cook them, so. But I'm gonna just take them and maybe a little thicker than that. But I'm gonna cut them into strips like that. But the strips will be like that. And then we'll put them in the bag with some stuff and refrigerate them. All the meat is cut up. So like I said, we're just gonna stick it back in our bag here. And then we'll decide what we're gonna put on them. The meat is in the bag. I believe all I'm gonna put on this is olive oil, which will help distribute the salt. It's about 1/8 of a cup of salt. And then pepper. And I'm gonna take it, seal the bag up. This will distribute the salt fairly well. Alright. That should be ready to go back in the fridge. And we will cook it later on this week. Okay, tonight we are having steak for supper. I'm going to go ahead and season the steak. It's 9:30 in the morning. That way it has time for all the seasonings and everything to absorb in and get really, really good and coated. So, what we have here are chuck steaks. I'm going to start by doing just a little bit of black pepper on them. I'm going to put a few red pepper flakes, just a little. These came from Food City. And then I'm going to stick them in a bag. Alright, once they are in the bag, I'm going to use some Dale seasoning on them. Take and just pour it on in there. And then I'm going to just kind of take them kind of tenderize them just with my hand. Flipped it over and just kind of working it again on this side. That gets the seasoning into the meat better, in my opinion. And then I'm going to take them and put them in a pan. I'm going to stick these back in the refrigerator for a little while. I'll probably pull them out because I like to actually start cooking my steaks with them closer to room temperature because I think they cook better that way.
Matt is cooking bacon. The whole original purpose for buying the bacon is twice baked cauliflower. While he's doing the bacon, I am hard-boiling eggs. I'm following the Better Homes and Gardens method, and I never have that green rim around my hard-boiled eggs. So I always do it the way that they suggest. I am also melting butter to make omelets for everybody for breakfast. And then we'll also take the bacon and have some of it with breakfast as well. So
whenever I'm doing bacon for a recipe, i.e. the casserole that we're doing later, the twice baked cauliflower, I like to use the ends and pieces because I'm going to take and cut the bacon up anyway, but the bacon quality in the ends and pieces is still relatively good. So yes, it's, you know, the ends and pieces, but I'm going to cut it up into little bitty pieces. So I think it works better for recipes like this.
Thursday we had 3 small pieces, Sarah already has hers, of chicken breast left. Matt took it, added some honey to it and some rosemary for the kids, and now they're eating it with their breakfast. Is it good? It's now early afternoon. I'm going to do 2 dozen eggs, 1 dozen at a time, scrambling them up and freezing them into individual portions. Matt has his steaks out of the fridge. He's bringing them up to room temperature before he cooks them for dinner. Right now we're in the process of washing the romaine lettuce before we use it. Once I get done washing it, I put it in the colander to wash it because I don't think the salad spinner really does a good enough job washing it. And that salad spinner is kind of pain for washing purposes. So I wash it in the colander, rinse it really well with this, back and forth, trying to do it left-handed while I'm filming. Once I am done here, then I get the salad spinner down, and I will put small handfuls at a time in here because it's a crank one, and I cannot spin it if it has more than like 1 small handful at a time. It takes a little bit longer to do it, but I would still rather wash the romaine before I used it. The spinach leaf already comes pre-washed. We've never had a problem with it, so I literally just dump it into my largest mixing bowl. I will put the romaine in here when I'm finished, mix it up. From there, I take 5 Tupperware bowls, designate out 5 bowls of salad for Matt for his lunches. Then from there, we'll work on chopping up vegetables. Here are the supplies I use to pack Matt's salads for his lunches. We have we actually have 6 of these. That way we always have an extra. This one's lid is cross-threaded, but I'll fix that in a minute. These are excellent. We also pick, I think, one of these sets maybe from I think these are individually from Dollar Tree. These come in 2 packs from Walmart. This was a 10-piece Rubbermaid set that has these thinner bowls, and it also has the thicker bowls that I put the scrambled eggs in earlier. These came from Dollar Tree. They're a 10-pack. They come with these little lids. Put the salad in with it, or put the salad in here. Then I put the cheese in here so that by the time he gets to his Friday salads, his cheese is not wet from the salad. Because even though our salad spinner does a great job, you can see from spinning out the water from the lettuce, it still sometimes will make the cheese wet. So I found that putting the cheese in separate helps to keep that from happening. I also will sometimes separate out his meat. Sometimes I just put it over top of it. If I do hard-boiled egg with his lunch, then I sometimes usually do it separate, but I will show them finished whenever we're completed with it. Here's what the salad looks like with the bowl in there. I only filled about 1/3 of the way with cheese. That whole bowl full of cheese is just way too much cheese for one salad. And I still cram as much salad as I can in around this. So there's what it looks like with it out, and this is what it looks like with it on. You just literally just set it in there and make like a little hole for it, and the lid pops on. Sometimes you have to kind of shift it around, but usually the lid goes on just fine with these little containers in here with it. So up here on this top shelf, again, this is the Keto Breakfast over here. Keto lunches for Matt and myself. There's our pizzas right here. Any meats for our meals are actually under the pizzas right now. The broccoli bags are here because we ran out of room on the vegetable shelf. The rest of the vegetables are on this shelf. I'm gonna try to finish off that corn on the cob, and those potatoes will be finished off on our non-keto weekend next weekend. This shelf here is for the kids' lunches. It doesn't look like a lot, but these are individual PB&J rolls. These 2 bowls down here are scrambled eggs for the kids to put with blueberry muffins or muffins that do not have eggs in them. They also have egg cups, French toast, biscuits that have sausage with them. They have some plain biscuits as well. That's what the scrambled eggs is also for. Top shelf has become a smorgasbord of different things right now, but it's okay. I'm not like really worried about that right now. It does have our almond milk up here. I may move the kids' milk up here. I don't know. I like having the milk down here easier for the kids to get to. That stuff was supposed to go on the door. So as I talk, I'm gonna move that stuff. This shelf up here, if you look behind the peppers, there is eggs. The one that says HB is how we mark that that is hard-boiled eggs without having to do the spin technique each and every time. The 3 bags of bell peppers are for making the Philly cheesesteak stuffed bell peppers. Whatever green bell peppers are left, we are going to chop up for side dishes for the rest of the week. These bowls right here, if you look, are the 5 bowls for Matt's salads. You can see the cheese right here, cucumber in it, salad. These 3 Ziplocs here are how we're sending the bacon. Yes, I know it's Ziplocs, but it's not quite as bad because it's only those 3 packets. These are also already peeled hard-boiled eggs. He only has 30 minutes at lunch. He has to walk from the back of the plant to get to the lunchroom, so sometimes he only has 20 to 25 minutes because of the walk that he has to get to the lunchroom. So I went ahead and peeled the hard-boiled eggs for him. They don't sneak up his lunchbox. We put newspaper in it. So these are for Monday and Tuesday, and then the bacon will last longer, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then he'll have freezer meals the rest of the week. These are the chopped bell pepper for the girls and I. These are the cucumbers. The girls may have some salad with me this week, not sure. In this drawer is the sausage for the egg roll in a bowl. Matt has some leftover pizza from Friday night. There is open pepperoni for the girls and I to snack on. The other 2 pepperonis and the other snack stuff is for Matt for snacking on. This shelf is where I do food prep. The steaks that we're going to cook for the Philly cheesesteaks are back there. These are the pork chops. This is a turkey breast. Vegetables in this drawer and dairy in that drawer. We also keep the heavy whipping creams over here. We finished off the 2 or 3 that were open and have already started on our 2-week supply tonight to make dinner. So that is it for our 2-week meal prep. I try not to make these videos too long, but I try to also show you how we do everything, why we do things certain ways, and how we make everything work. We have found that going every other week has lowered our amount that we spend because we're not spending the gas money to get to and from the store. We're not spending as much because, you know, like me, there's always going to be those every now and then splurges. We don't really have the option of grocery pickup to cut down on those splurges, so it's not an option for us. Going to the grocery store to pick up groceries is more of the option for us. I may start switching to some Walmart pickup, but I mean, we do our shop kicks while we're there, so for us, it's not that big of a deal. That's how we do our 2-week prep. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.